Good morning, YouTube, family, friends. It's looking not so great outside. Welcome back to another Daily Scuttlebutt with IFF. Man, this is a pretty bad storm that's passed through this morning. I'm sitting out here in the open, so I'll stick around as long as I can. But I know that the worst part of this storm, because it's going to have some heavy hail, some damaging winds, possible tornado activity. But right now, the worst part of it is about an hour to our north, which is pretty dang close. And I know that if I start heading back to the house, that we're not going to the property today. It's just going to be too wet. I do need to make some phone calls. We got some stuff that we need to do up in Fort Smith, up in the city, but that's also right where all this big major storm's going through. So I'm not driving up there today. But I do need to make some phone calls, make some appointments, VA stuff, get that knocked out. Gladys would like to go back to the chiropractor somewhat soon. She normally tries to do that about every 2 weeks. It is because she has degenerative discs and stuff. So, doing the things at the house, it really wears her out, and she'll start getting in pain to where she needs to take a day break or 2 days break, or be able to go to the chiropractor and just things like that. So, yeah, I'm going to be making some of those phone calls, do what I need to do. So, we're still waiting on our tax return, which, I have some funds to where I can go buy some materials for like the electrical type stuff. We have not, so for the cabin build for Mom and Dad's cabin, we're not going to start purchasing those materials yet, because for one, they are helping with the build. So whenever we get the funds from it, because they're coming up here after Easter, so it's 2 weeks, I think, from now, they're going to be coming up. Because Gladys has her big surgery that we're doing up north, and that is basically like a 2-day event. Almost technically a 3-day event, because we have to go the day prior, which will be going in the afternoon around dinner time, go check into the hotel, stay at the hotel that night, get up early, go to the VA hospital. She does all the prep stuff early in the morning, and then her surgery's in the afternoon. And then we stay the night in the hospital, and then wake up, and then it'll be about late morning, early afternoon-ish whenever she'll get discharged to where we can come home. So, yeah. And that's all going to be fun, because it's a 2-hour drive home that she's going to have to endure after doing that surgery. So, yep, just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. It's greatly appreciated. So, eyesores. We have a lot of eyesores at the property that we're kind of getting tired of looking at, because, like we've said, that there's certain things, like obviously building a cabin, we're waiting. Getting an RV to the property, we're waiting. Rain, right? Rain is our biggest downfall for the RV. I possibly could bring the RV in through the front driveway there, where the angle is steep, but I would need help with that. I would need help with a tractor. And my buddy and his tractor, it just says he does not have the time, because he has other stuff, other projects that he's having to help his mom with, and some of his own projects he's having to do. Just being able to get, because really he only has the weekends available to be able to get the tractor over there and to be able to help. And the weekends that he has available, he doesn't have available. So I'm saying if anyone else in the community is able to give us a hand, that'd be greatly appreciated with a tractor, because trying to move all that dirt, plus there's like a few stumps, trees that are about 8-inch that we cut off, to be able to get that out. And I know that a decent sized tractor can just push that right out. But trying to move that stuff, get it kind of leveled out a little bit, we'd be able to bring in the RV right there. Because it's trying to do it by hand, it would just take a long time. I mean, we could do it. I know we could do it by hand. But that's something that either a tractor can do it in a few hours, definitely less than one day, along with moving rocks and getting the rocks and stuff settled in the driveway area, or us doing it by hand and taking like 2 weeks. So, trying to move around rocks, trying to dig out a stump in the rocks, and just things like that. So if anybody is able to give us a hand with that, it'd be greatly appreciated. If not, it's fine. We can continue to wait, because my buddy has already said that he's going to help. It's just we have to wait. So that's not the issue. Sometimes I get a little impatient. That's all, and I really just want to get it done. Want to get the stuff over there, because I mean it's our property. We want to live there. It's not that we're in a rush to get off my friend's property. He might be in a rush for us to leave, but no, he's not. They've already said we can stay as long as needed, and right now it's needed because we can't get the RV there due to weather. So, but we've got just about everything else, other than things that we have like in the house where we're staying now. Obviously, because we have a couch, we have desks, we have our clothes, we have a bunch of that stuff, which we're probably just gonna have to end up keeping at that house temporarily. Like we're gonna try to take as much stuff as we can, right? Or we can even, if they don't want us to keep the stuff in the house, that's fine. We can go get like a small little storage unit, because it's really only like a handful of things, like small handful of things. Because we're not trying to put any type of materials like a couch into those tents at the property, because they'll get completely destroyed in less than a month. Because there are rats out on the property, there's mice on the property that would get up in there. We also have all those red wasps that are all over the place that would be getting into the tents, because those tents do not seal off, right? They're open at the bottom, so critters and stuff can still get in there. They're not. It's a portable garage for like a vehicle or for storage, but not for stuff like that. So even like the cardboard boxes, we would really like to get all the cardboard boxes gone, because obviously critters and stuff like that can go through a cardboard box. To get into more of like the plastic totes, yes, they could probably still get into those. It's going to take them a little bit longer to do said. And obviously we still go in and out of the tents. We still look at the stuff, right? But the biggest thing too is those critters are going to stay there as long as they have a place to stay. And right now, all the eyesores that I was talking about is the piles of trash, just the trash everywhere, right? So we had already cleaned out what's going to be the blacksmith shop, the temporary blacksmith shop. That's been cleared out. It has my stuff in it, but all the trash that was in there, just all the piles, the nests that the critters and stuff like that were making, those have all been cleaned out. That big eyesore that was on the front, that's been cleared out. It's been knocked down. So now they don't have that place to be hoarding their stuff, to stay warm, just going in and doing that. So we're not trying to give them more things that they can utilize for building a nest and such. So that's going to be the padding, the clothing, the different things that they can go in cardboard boxes, the paper, different. I mean, there was boxes and boxes and boxes of newspaper. I'm telling you, the old people that lived there, the old guy that lived there was a hoarder. I mean, he was hoarding on to his kids' toys from the 80s, even after they had left. So it was bad. A lot of stuff. So, but we got a lot of that cleaned up. A lot of it. I still have a big pile right there in front of the shop. That was most of the stuff that was inside the shop. So it's like wood ash, because he had like a wood burning barrel that was in there. So there's a lot of stuff that was being burned that I'm still kind of going through. So the video that's going to be coming out, I make a way of like separating dirt from the trash, because we're really weighing down trash bags. And that last pile that I have, it just has so much stuff in it, with like the rat bedding and just other junk that's in there, that I stopped trying to separate it. We're just throwing it all in the bags. But the problem with that is that the stuff is wet and it's so heavy, and there's just so much stuff in there that I'm only utilizing like an eighth of the trash bag, like the big black stretchy construction bags, that I can only utilize an eighth of them before they're so heavy that you have the chance of ripping the bag when you pick it up. So we're going through, like, we've already went through an entire box of these bags. So obviously I have to go buy more, but that's just in that whole unit we've cleared out. A lot of the trash from the shop we've cleared out. So we've gotten rid of a lot of trash. And then we're also going to go ahead and start getting into the main house of when we took the house down. So it got tore down and burned down. Basically, my buddy went and pushed it all in. If you haven't seen the video, you should go check it out. It's a pretty good one. It's bringing down the house. And over on the main channel, Ivy's Family Factotum, right? So it's bringing down the house where it all got pushed in with a tractor, and then we torched it up. Because it had a metal roof on the top, so it kept it all fairly contained. We'd contacted, everyone needed to be contacted. Hey, we're doing a controlled burn, yada yada. It only got out of hand a little bit because it started creeping up the ridge on the back. So we kept having to go around and getting real close to the fire. But we were even, because where we started, because it was like a little windy, that it wasn't windy at all, but there was just a slight breeze. And normally when you're doing a big fire like that, you don't start it on the windy side or on the breezy side. You always start it on the opposite side, to where the fire is having to fight, pushing itself into the wind. So it kind of controls that burn a little bit. And that's what we did. But the fire got big enough to where it started pushing itself back. The wind was pushing it, back towards the ridge. And there was still some taller grass and stuff that was back there that we didn't cut down prior to, which that's really what we should have done, was knock down some of that grass in the back, but it's on a steep ridge, right? So we ended up having to go back there, getting water and stuff like that from the pond, using the tractor and buckets and stuff like that to go keep putting it out. But getting that close to that big fire was intense. And nobody got hurt, but we were exhausted. Exhausted. So, yeah. Well, anyway, as I'm looking around, I don't want to be sitting out in the middle of nowhere Well, I'm not nowhere, but just be sitting in the middle of this storm as it comes rolling through. I already did that last week, and I actually had to go bunker down with my truck, back on the leeward side of a building as the storm passed over, and I'm pretty sure it's that storm that caused the tornado to go through Little Rock and Tennessee and Illinois and just all that stuff. Which, be with all those families that got a lot of people, took out a lot of people, and it was that same storm. So I actually had like little bits of hail that was falling off my truck as I was on the back side of the building. Yeah, so I'm not going to try to do that again today. But yes, just know that it's trash, and more trash. We're getting it cleaned up. We're getting it hauled off, especially a lot of the metal. We're going to taking that in to get that recycled. Try to get a little bit of moolah back in our pockets, for the work that we're doing. It's greatly appreciated. So, but continue helping us out, friends, with our watch hours. We see the numbers going up. We definitely appreciate you guys. We thank you. At nighttime, set the channel to just play all while you're sleeping. It'd be greatly appreciated. And we'll get there someday. But all right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and leave you there. And remember, always think a veteran at every chance you get. Not only on Veterans Day. And we'll see you on the next one. Later, y'all.